What's good, y'all? It's OMA, one who made sin. Thank you for joining us for another live demo session. Today is Friday, October 25th, 2019. You're watching live demo number 41. I got this track for y'all produced by NetuH, not Lovell, Suicideboys type beat. I'm going to be doing some screaming out here. But before we get into that, oh, and it's called Let It Out. It's kind of like about what I would call, they say writer's block, they say like artistic, they say writer's block, they say artist block, or anything like that. Things, um, factors or external factors or conditions that are inhibiting your style or cramping your style, or inhibiting your ability to write or create, in whatever form that may take. Um, so, like, just for the sake of the title, which I decided to call "Let It Out," I decided to coin a new term for writer's block and artist block or anything like that, called constipation. Artistic constipation. Because you just gotta let that shit out. Like you got something like on your heart, like on your chest. At the end of the day, like that's just not healthy. It just causes like stress and build up, and it's like blockage, like and like that's just not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's what you are, if you're in that lane of being an artist, um, in some way, form, or fashion, eventually it's gonna come to surface. You know what I'm saying? And it may manifest itself in beneficial ways, may not, but shit, it is what it is. And yeah, it's a real thing. Just like what do they call it? Like what is it called when you have like something like blocking, like you're like a blood clot or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out eventually. You know what I'm saying? Looks like we got a viewer here. Appreciate you for joining us today. Before we get into the song today and everything, I know we've been MIA for the past 2 days. I wanted to like address a few things. In the music business, right? They have two sides of the music business. What's good, Water? I appreciate you joining us today. Everybody watching the playback, all that good stuff. I wanted to talk about, being absent the past 2 days. I feel like if we're on this journey together, I feel like y'all deserve some communication. You know, been articulating or communicating with y'all as a recent. These live demo sessions, I wouldn't say they're like strenuous. They're like just more time consuming to anything. I really like enjoy doing them. I like enjoy doing them. I like enjoy being here with y'all. I like writing. I like performing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I like making music. And at the end of the day, like I don't see myself doing anything else. Um, but with that being said, there are two sides of the music business. There's the music itself, and then there's the business side of it. Music business. Therefore, I mean, hence there are two words, in the term. And as a recent and historically, I've been focused, definitely more on the music side of it, like heavily focused on the music side of it, as opposed to like the business aspect of it. And if it is my intention to do this as a profession, as a career choice, it only makes sense to focus on both if that is my intent. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a hobbyist, serious hobbyist or anything like that, I'm not knocking your hustle, like do knock the art shit out, like do that shit. But like I see myself doing this like for the longevity, like nonstop, into the future. So that's what I've been focusing on. I wouldn't say like shifting my focus, but um, I guess having two focuses almost. Like it got me like going cockeyed. Like I got like one eye looking over here and another eye looking in this direction. You know what I'm saying? And it's a paradigm shift, that I need to have. But yeah, I've been taking care of like a lot of things, making sure like my rights are like protected and things like that. You know, and that's where I've been a lot allocating my time as a recent, and that's why I've been gone, for the past 2 days. So with that said, I know we said that we were gonna do 100 tracks by the end of the year, which is I would still like to do that, you know, in theory, and it sounds cool and everything, right? But looking back on it, you know, I have enough to last the rest of the week. But with that said, you know, that would put us at like 50. Um, and even if we don't have 50, like I could still do 50 like by the end of the year, like easy, you know. But yeah, with that said, I also want to drop two projects with that, you know. So two projects and 100 tracks, like that might be low key OD, you know. And I want to prepare y'all for these tracks. And we also got two more music videos coming out, expected by the end of the year as well, you know. On top of all that, you know. So and we need to focus on this business side, you know, moving into 2020. Um, yeah, because they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And going into 2020, like I need different results. Like that is a bare minimum requirement of myself. And I feel like y'all deserve better, you know, like from me as an artist, like quality and everything like that. And how can you create quality if you aren't in the headspace to do so? You know, like we had that accident, the car accident or whatever, like this past weekend, and like we just kept going, like shit didn't even happen. You know what I'm saying? But like, and I don't know if that's like necessarily a good or a bad thing, but I mean, we need to like acknowledge the fact that the shit happened. You know, um, and we just kind of like breeze by it, like without even like with no hesitation. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we need to like soak it in, absorb some new experiences, and not saying that it's like a step back or anything like that, but and not saying that I want to completely go with the flow, but at the end of the day, like I'm a free spirit, you know, like in virtually every sense of the term. So while yes, like having the goal, setting a goal to have 100 tracks out by the end of the year is like a how do you say, like a sense of structure, right? Art isn't necessarily structure, so it's kind of almost a contradiction, you know, so to speak, to like say, you know, like to have two opposing viewpoints that coexist, if that makes sense. Um, Not to say that we're gonna stop dropping content. I'm not gonna do y'all like I've done in the past, you know, where I just like dipped and didn't say anything. Like we'll probably have like philosophical discussions or like talk to y'all, but it'll probably be like more sporadic, um, you know, or it'll be consistent content, but it may not always be the same thing, you know. So keep y'all looking forward to doing different things and ideas, and we're gonna take challenges, you know, as they go. I feel like that covers like most of what I have to say. Um, but yeah, like I said, we're not gonna go into 2020 with the same energy that we've had, you know, in the past. Um, yeah, something's got to change, you know. If we are, you know, going to change, you know, if we're in a path of upward elevation, you know, I don't even know if I'm making sense right now, but something's got to give. We got to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Um, but with that said, you know, things like consistency, like key elements and ingredients, like those aren't to change. But yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments below, or if y'all need me to clarify or anything like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into this song without any further ado. Um, this one's called "Let It Out." Let me know what y'all think about this. I appreciate y'all for joining us today. Water, shout out to Water. Everybody else joining, all that good stuff. All right. Yeah. OMA. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah. 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 it down, let 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 it down. When it down, let 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 it down. When it down, let it down. Let it down, let it down, let it down. It's the beast inside, I haven't unleashed and I need to either let it go or it needs to die. Cause I'm through holding it back. If it decides to go and attack, I won't be surprised if it's broken up back. 2 or 3, I say yes, I chew through a need. You would need a nuking. Good luck nuking me. I'm as savage as you can be. Not so sure I'm human being. From where my interests lie, nobody cast me in the slide. There's so much shit inside before I jump shit and now. Let it down, 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 let it down. When it down, let it down, let it down, let it down, let it down. No constipation, no obligations. Don't stop and saying if you know what's good for you. Why do things that you couldn't do on your own? If you tried, you're meant for more than just to die, which is why you get a lot. Just decide to live in life. Go your way, you hope and pray. You ain't nowhere made. So they say on the road I rage. I guess I stuck in my chosen cage and I don't even know which way to go. Hopefully hold me down or I'll float away. So let it down, 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 let it down. When it down, let 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 it down. When it down, let it down, let it down, let it down, let it down. Yeah. OMA. Hey, 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 appreciate you, Marty. Good thanks, bro. Thanks for joining us, watching the playback, all that good shit. Thanks, bro. Hope y'all enjoyed it. The end of that second verse was like completely improvised, like spontaneous, like on the spot. I hadn't finished writing to it or anything like that. Just the last half of that second verse. Let me know what y'all think about that. It's not recorded or like nothing. Good looks, Water. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for joining us today, man. Yeah, it was spontaneous, improvised, freestyle, off the top. But yeah, let's let it out. Like I said, I haven't recorded that. I haven't recorded like the last song, So I mean, not that I'm slacking. It's just like and it's not that we're shifting our focus. It's that we have multiple focuses. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but more rest is yet to come. You know what I'm saying? So, but I appreciate you for joining us. We're gonna be moving on here to Twitter here in a second. Like I said, this is live demo session number 41. Historically, we've been hosting these live demo sessions every single day. The idea is to still continue, at least for the rest of the week, up to 50. But then when we get to 50, we're going to start moving into other ventures and things like that. And as we see fit, and whenever, instead of like, I wouldn't say forcing creativity. I like the idea of building a habit. I don't like the idea of I wouldn't even say deadlines, but like like putting a time limit or time constraints on creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is art done? When is art completed? Like, that's a good question for you. Let me know what y'all think about that. Like I said, live demo session number 41. We run these live demo sessions, or have run these live demo sessions, have been running these live demo sessions every single day. The idea was to have 100 out by the end of the year. We're going to see what's up. We're gonna see what's up, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna give you at least 50. But appreciate you for joining us. We run these on all platforms at One Who May Ascend, ONEWHOMAYASCEND. Um, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram is the same handle except with the underscore at the end. It's the only place where the handle is different. But yeah, I'm gonna see y'all over here on Twitter here in a few minutes. Appreciate you again for joining us. Do what you do, whatever you do, let it out. It's OMA, One Who May Ascend over now. Appreciate you again. Good looks, bro. Y'all stay up. Have a good one. Good Friday, good weekend, all that good shit.